Hello, and welcome back to the PNN. My name is Parker Taft. Following along on our morning-themed videos this week, today we're talking about the importance of breakfast, or whether breakfast is really important. Now, there's a lot of conflicting data out there in the food industry, specifically the breakfast food industry, and the cereal cartel of General Mills, which owns Kellogg, Captain Crunch, and all of our favorite morning cereals, have irrevocably skewed the data according to some scientists. And some scientists are now saying that breakfast is even dangerous for your health. Along with the rise of the interest in intermittent fasting, there's a lot of contradictory information for us to sift through, especially around breakfast. So, today we're going to be discussing, personally, I think breakfast is still important. I don't think it's as important as some people may say, but I don't think that you should not have breakfast in the morning, even if it's slightly later in the day than what would be stereotypically classified as breakfast. As long as you eat something after you get up, something to give you the energy to start your day, I think is critically important. But enough of my personal opinion, we're here for the facts. So, why is breakfast important? Well, according to my research, breakfast has been proven to boost energy levels. Because literally the word breakfast means to break fast, and since you've been sleeping, you haven't been eating. So your body's been living off of its stores of glycogen. Now, glycogen is the stored form of glucose, which any of you who've taken high school biology know is the primary fuel source for our cells, specifically our brain cells. Our brain cells love glucose. And glucose is basically what you would find in, your carbohydrates, your bread, breaking down like that, and it provides energy. Actually, on a side note, one of the reasons why we were able to evolve such a large brain was our brain consumed glucose, and it didn't need to dedicate so much energy power to producing energy for it to survive, and instead it could dedicate power to more cognitive functions. So by our brain cells consuming glucose, we were able to evolve into the advanced state that we are today. So that was a bit of a tangent, so back on topic. So, boosts energy levels. It helps you to control your body weight. I know many people are very concerned about the obesity epidemic, the decline in the health of the nation, the brief dip in life expectancy. Many people are wondering, how can I control or lose weight? And a lot of the gurus out there say intermittent fasting. And while that does have some provable side effects, it is important that you still have breakfast. You'll still break your fast, just you won't be having it in the morning. But it has some science has shown that it increases satiety. Satiety means basically that you're full, that you're not hungry, and primes your body for further food intake management throughout the day. So in the morning, according to scientists, your body is best in control of its glucose and insulin levels, and it has best control over its appetite, and that degrades slowly throughout the day as you expend energy and consume food, and whether that food meets the needs of the body, and etc., etc. So it's best to eat breakfast in the morning because it primes your body to be ready to have the energy to go throughout the day, because it shows that there's a bountiful supply of calories. Whereas if you skip breakfast, you'll be hungry and you'll get the grumbellies later on throughout the day, but it triggers in your mind that there's a scarcity. So your body automatically starts conserving calorie intake. And it doesn't want to expend that much energy, so you start feeling sluggish and muddle-headed. And you don't have really a lot of energy. So, by midday, you start feeling tired, and then you have lunch where you have that little pick-me-up, and then, a couple hours after lunch, you're working through your day, and all of a sudden you start feeling sluggish again, because the lunch is sort of worn off, and your body hasn't been primed by breakfast, so it isn't in the energy expenditure mode. It's still in that energy conservation mode, and is only just switching after your lunch into that energy expenditure mode. It has been shown to boost brain power, feelings of connectedness, especially among teens. Teens who eat breakfast are known to have higher test scores and interactions in class, especially in morning classes, than if they skipped breakfast. And it helps you make healthier food choices. So instead of snacking on that whatchamacallit bar or having that really delicious looking chocolate muffin in Starbucks in the morning, If you've had a healthy breakfast already, your body has sated. Your body isn't hungry, so it's less likely to give in to temptation. It gives you an added resistance against temptation, allowing you to stick to your healthy habits that you've laid out for yourself. So that is why breakfast is important. Now let's see what skipping breakfast has. Why you shouldn't skip breakfast. It leaves you with little energy to start the day, leads to snacking, often unhealthy foods, and leaves people feeling lethargic and muddle-headed. None of these are good things. I do have to point out, and this is a disclaimer, that science has shown that eating breakfast it's important, but it's not that important, and breaking small meals up throughout the day when you're hungry is better in terms of general health. But they all agree that something needs to prime your body for calorie intake, and you know tell your body, all right, it's time to start the day, produce energy, and take food, and it gives your body a better management overall for your food intake. So people who do intermittent fasting, it's still advisable that they have breakfast afterwards, whether it's exercising or something like that. And none of this evidence is conclusive. I read, half a dozen articles about it, and all were very contradictory in their nature. So, just a little disclaimer that this isn't the end all be all. I'm just trying to lay the facts down for you and why I think breakfast is important. So, some best breakfast practices for those of you who are interested in taking up a breakfast habit or improving your breakfast habits is set aside time for breakfast in your morning routine. And it doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be an hour and you have 3 courses and bacon, eggs, pancakes, and stuff like that. It can be a healthy, like a bran muffin, granola bar, heck, even a fruit salad, smoothie. Just something that primes your body and gives it that little boost of energy it needs to start the day. An important thing is eat when you're hungry. If you wake up and you're not hungry and you force yourself to eat, that's not healthier than skipping breakfast. So you have to be at least somewhat hungry or, not fully sated. And a recommendation is before or immediately after you exercise to fuel your recovery. That's when you should have breakfast. Breakfast before you exercise to fuel your workout, and a snack afterwards to fuel your recovery, or vice versa. If you're time strapped, prepare your breakfast the night before. Example, healthy muffins, yogurt and blueberries. It's quite easy to put together the night before, and you'll have it ready for the next day. Fruit salad. Swap out wasteful morning habits and add the time saving to your breakfast time. And then eat good, healthy breakfast foods. If you're eating, Cocoa Puffs or one of those unhealthy breakfast items, cereal that like Captain Crunch or something like that, that's full of sugar and preservatives, that is not healthy. And actually, you may be worse off than someone who doesn't eat breakfast or eats a healthier breakfast than yourself. So the recommendations are you eat a high fiber cereal with fresh fruit or low fat milk, soy or rice milk substitute, low fat protein shake with fresh or frozen fruit, high fiber toast or bagel with 2 spoons of peanut butter, or select a protein bar and yogurt or a glass of milk. With protein bars, there's a lot of protein bars out there that are basically candy bars masquerading as protein bars. So it recommends that it be around 20 to 25 grams of protein in the bar at minimum, not like, 2 grams of protein, 3 grams, or 5 grams. That's how you can tell if there's like a really low protein content, if it's just a candy bar that's masquerading as a protein bar. Energy bars are good too, and you have to watch the sugar and the fat levels to see if it is basically a candy bar that's masquerading as a breakfast protein energy bar. So, and the most important thing is time. The main reason why people skip breakfast is time. And while everyone has different circumstances and different feelings or beliefs in regards to breakfast, as I evidenced by the multiple articles that I read on this particular topic, they all agreed at one extent or another that a person's breakfast habits come down to demographics. economic health. They're more prone to be more likely to eat low quality foods, more likely to be low income, more likely to be adolescent or young adult. So it just goes to show you that it's important for everyone to develop a healthy breakfast habit, not just those particular people in the particular demographics, which statistically speaking skip breakfast most often. It's important for them as well as it is important for you and me and anyone else. It primes your body and gets it ready for the day. And whatever your feelings on the subject, everyone should have at least something in the morning. It doesn't have to be right when you get up. It doesn't even have to be before you go to work. You could grab something on the way, or if you have a coffee break, take a coffee break and have a breakfast of some sort. And there's many different healthy reasons, health reasons and diets out there, and I am no expert on the subject and am a bit over my head on this particular video. The limited research I've been able to conduct is mind-boggling in this complexity. So I'm neither the end-all be-all. I'm just merely laying the facts out as I see them to you, the audience, that I hope you will find satisfactory and not too much of a rambling monologue. So that's it for today. Here, as always, are my sources and further reading. I will also post them down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video out to all your friends and family who you think this video might help. As always, this is the PNN Broadcast signing off.